Hello and welcome to day 2 of the Break the Facebook Algorithm email course. My name is Sherry Anderson, of course, and are you ready to break the Facebook visibility barrier? So before we go any further, I want to sort of backtrack and look at what we covered in training video number 1. So we covered what the Facebook algorithm is, how the Facebook algorithm works, some of the challenges with the Facebook algorithm, and why it's so important to stay in sync with the Facebook algorithm. Now, if you have not had a chance to watch all of training video 1 yet, make sure you go back and watch that right now, because it's going to lay the foundation for what we are talking about today. And the question is, how do I constantly stay in sync with the Facebook algorithm so I can maximize my visibility and in turn maximize my profits? So it really comes down to the do's and don'ts. I have broken it down into the do's and don'ts, a simple series, so that we can make sure you are getting the most bang for your buck on Facebook. So day 2 of this email course is Facebook algorithm do's and don'ts. So some of the do's. For your content, we're going to talk about what you should post, how you should post it, where you should post, and best practices for the best results. So we want to make sure that when you're posting, that you're posting relevant content. Your content must be relevant to pique the interest of your audience so that they engage with you. Your content needs to be engaging. The longer your followers are engaged in your post, the higher your score will be. Now, this is something that I didn't realize before. Even if someone doesn't like or have a heart or an emotion, clicking one of those buttons or commenting, if they stay and read your post, the longer they stay on your post and pay attention to it, Facebook recognizes that, even if we as the poster don't see a response from that user. Also, you need to make sure that if you're posting, it's always great if you have viral content. The more your content is shared, the higher the engagement and relevance, the higher your score will be. So how should you post it? You should post live video. When a page is broadcasting live, it is likely to appear in the news feed. So the longer you go on your live video, the more people it will be shown to. The second thing that you should be posting are recorded videos. Even if you don't want to go live, video content generally outperforms text or just your comments, your status update posts. The third type of content is your images. Pictures do often say 1,000 words and can be exponentially more powerful than text because they are more likely to elicit an immediate response. If there's a picture, it will cause people to slow down, take a look, and then possibly read what you have written. Now, where should you post? This is the big question. I know a lot of people struggle with this because they're like, well, if I post on my business page, no one's going to see it. But the business page is the best place to promote on Facebook. Post here often and then direct traffic to your business page. The second best place that you can post is in your group. If you have a group, it's the second best place for you to post. Your group is really your central hub. It's where conversations and relationships are really built. The third place would be peer groups or other people's Facebook groups. Posting in groups where your target audience is, but make sure that you monitor your level of engagement in these other groups. So you want to make sure that you're interacting and getting people to comment and like on your stuff, as well as you go into those groups and do the same for others. So some best practices. You want to focus on your audience. Survival in this space is based upon how your audience responds to your content. So focus on them. You've got to give them content that they get excited about, that they that they eagerly comment on. There's always a good practice to tell a story and ask for a call to action at the end of your post, asking them a question to give insight, and so that they interact with your post. Also, you remember that you have to give love to get love. You have to regularly comment and like posts which reflect your values, and others will do the same for you. Because people pay attention to the comments. People know when you have commented or liked their post, and they're more likely to check you out and do the same back. So make sure you give love to get love. And finally, the third thing that you need to do is have a regular schedule. The more predictable you are when it comes to posting, the more engagement you'll have. People will come to look for your posts. They'll know, oh, well, so-and-so always posts every day at 2 in my group, or in this group that I'm in, so-and-so always posts at this time. And people like the familiarity. They like to know what to expect. So if you can post on a regular schedule, it's good for your audience, but it's also good for you, so you don't get sucked into, I guess, the Facebook, always being on there, always being available, always commenting, liking all day long. We don't want to do that. That's not productive. So now let's talk about some of the Facebook algorithm don'ts. What you shouldn't post. We're going to talk about the ways you shouldn't post, places that you shouldn't post, and best practices for best results. So, what you shouldn't post. You should never post low quality content. Misspelling, broken links, bad grammar, and other forms of poor content will receive lower scores. Also, negative content. Negative content often generates negative comments, which in turn lowers your score. Facebook has made tweaks to its algorithm to be able to recognize the negative. So they're not showing the negative as much in the news feeds. Don't post content that violates the rules. Facebook has a terms and conditions policy. Make sure you follow it. I'm sure I didn't put a terms and conditions policy for Facebook into this email course, but I'm sure if you look it up, you can read all about it. But if you're on the up and up in your business, I'm pretty sure that that you'll be fine. But just make sure that if your business does anything questionable, I know it gets really picky when it comes time to actually running ads. So that's when it'll be important for you to really get into the terms and conditions when you're running ads. Now, ways that you shouldn't post. Long text. Most Facebook users don't have the time to read long text posts. So condense your post and link to additional information. Create a blog, give the Facebook users like the first paragraph, and then link it to your blog so that they'll click on the blog link, go to your website, which you can add a Facebook pixel to, so that in the future you can retarget those people. But that's just one way that you can get people who are interested in your content over onto your website. And plus, Facebook tracks how long people stay on a website before they come back to Facebook to scroll more. So that's a good thing, because Facebook knows, hey, they like this, they're staying on it a long time, and now they're back. They'll show your posts to that person more often. You shouldn't go live without an audience. So for best results, take time to make sure you have an audience before going live. That means if you need to create an email with a notification about an hour before you're going live, let people know that you're going to be live. Post a half a day or a full day in advance to let your audience know that you're going to be going live. You can post in other people's groups that allow it if you're following the rules. But you want to make sure that when you go live that you have some people showing up, because Facebook does not like it when you go live and no one shows up. And then finally, a way that you shouldn't post is without a good connection. Make sure that, technology can strike at any time, but do your best to avoid preventable connection disasters. I know for me personally, I was right here in my home office. My router and internet is like right behind me, over my shoulder, right behind me here. And I still was having connection issues the other day. So even when we do our best to make sure we have good connections, it doesn't always work. Now, places that you shouldn't post. You should not post your business stuff on your personal page. You can easily be tagged as spamming and have your account frozen or discontinued. I know there's a lot of people out there that promote their business on their personal page, but if people report you, Facebook can just shut you down without any notification. They just shut you down and you will lose every connection that you've ever made. So I don't think it's really worth the risk to promote your business on your personal page. Now, if you want to share stories and things like that about your business, I think that's fine. But as far as don't make offers on your personal page. Secondly, you should not post in unvetted groups because this will decrease your score due to the low quality of the audience. So if you're posting in groups that you've never really read the group rules, you've never looked into really who the audience is, you just saw, oh, they have 20,000 people in this group, I'm going to post my stuff in here, but it's not your ideal clients, and no one in that group is posting except for the admin, it's not a high quality group, and that will hurt your Facebook score. So we want to make sure that you're posting in groups that are active, where your ideal clients are located, and that you're building relationships with people, that there's a give and a receive, and that you give and take, and being able to interact so that the groups are high quality, which then increases the quality of your posts. Now, another thing that you shouldn't post is Facebook frowns on duplicate content. So don't get in the habit of posting the same content in multiple groups. Facebook will freeze your account if you do it too often. So like if you go and you copy and paste a post in 5 groups and it's the same exact thing and it's done over and over and over right in a row on the same day, Facebook will freeze your account and you won't be able to post or comment or like or do anything on Facebook for a while. You don't want to be put in Facebook jail. It's not a good thing. So don't do it. Also, some of the best practices, don't be in a hurry. Marketing is all about relationships. So take the time to create posts that grow relationships first and foremost. We are to be a service to others and really take the time to get to know people. As you do that, people will become your biggest fans and your biggest cheerleaders. Second thing, don't limit yourself. Facebook is very regulated. So the more technologies you integrate with it, the greater success you will have. So what I mean by this is if you have an email list, email them an hour before you go live, letting them know, hey, here's the link to come and view me live. And they can click on it at the appointed time and they can show up, and that helps your Facebook visibility, that helps your Facebook score. If you have a great Facebook post that you posted, share a link to that Facebook post on Instagram or on Twitter, so they can go back to it and they can get to that post. Or on LinkedIn, you can promote your Facebook content on other social media platforms, drawing people in to experience all that you have. And third, don't overdo it. A good Facebook marketing strategy shouldn't take more than an hour of your day. If you're spending more than an hour a day on your Facebook marketing, you are probably spending too much time and it's probably not efficient. We want to make sure that, I take about 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening to try and handle it. And during challenges or during specific times in my business, I'm on there a lot more. But try and limit yourself so that you don't get sucked into Facebook and have it end up becoming so all-consuming, and where you don't get all of your other work and all of the other stuff that you need to get done during the day. Now, visibility impacts productivity, and personally, the more that I have been in alignment with the Facebook algorithm, I spent less and less time on Facebook. Excuse me. So just know that when your posts are really creative, when they are very valuable content rich, we want to make sure that you're posting them in the right groups and getting in front of the right people, and that you have the right support system and the right community around you. I know that's one thing that I haven't really talked about or hit on, but when you have a community or people that you've connected with and that you're all cheering each other on, you're supporting each other and lifting each other up so that you're all getting more visible on Facebook, because we're all liking, commenting, sharing each other's posts. So with a high visibility rate, you don't need to have an audience of 10,000 to achieve your client impact and income goals, or to enjoy your business every day, because your increased productivity is making your load lighter. We know that in the past you could just hop onto Facebook and post 3 to 5 times a day, and voila, people would see all of your content and you would get clients. But now, if you're posting 3 to 5 times a day and your content is not super rich and full of benefits and important information that people are just wanting to consume, and you're not getting the likes or the comments on it, it's going to give you a low Facebook score. And that's going to affect how many people see your really good high content post in the future. So you want to make sure that the posts that you post are high content, high quality, that that require a lot of interaction and get responses, so that your visibility rating will go up and you will break that visibility barrier and break the algorithm. So why is it important to stay current with the Facebook algorithm do's and don'ts? As the Facebook algorithm changes, so does the value of each factor. And to build a winning strategy, you must constantly know what factors give you the most points, and knowing how it impacts your business. So here's what we've covered in this training video: the Facebook algorithm do's and don'ts, best practices when posting on Facebook, the critical relationship between visibility and productivity. We want to make sure that we're getting high content, fewer posts, but jam-packed with information. And then we finally talked about why it's so important to stay current with the Facebook algorithm's do's and don'ts. But there's one thing I wanted to say. I forgot to say it back in the presentation. One of the best ways that I have found to create content that gets responses is when I pick a theme for my post. So maybe it's confidence, or maybe it's like, Facebook tips, or something, a theme. But then you have that main idea that you're building off of, and then you build and you write a story. Tell a personal story, something that's taking place in your life right now that you're going through, or share something that you've experienced or something that you're looking forward to, and then end the post tying it all together, and ask a question at the end, so that you get that interaction with your post. Your post needs to be a story, and entertaining and informative. Those are the things that Facebook is looking for high quality posts. Like I said, it needs to be entertaining, it needs to be informative, and usually the best way to do that is through storytelling. So that is what some of the do's and don'ts of the Facebook algorithm. So be on the lookout tomorrow for training video number 3. I'm so excited for you, breaking the Facebook algorithm and breaking the Facebook visibility barrier. That's what we'll be talking about tomorrow. It's our last and final day of the video training, so you don't want to miss it. It'll be in your inbox tomorrow. So I hope you have a great day.